Were you ever told off for daydreaming at school? I remember whenever I'd look out the window or kind of my mind would run away with me and your imagination gets going, particularly at school, the teacher kind of snaps you back into the classroom. They say, Killen, pay attention. Are you daydreaming? The world isn't built for daydreamers. Daydreamers never succeed at anything or accomplish anything. In this video, I want to talk to you about why not only is daydreaming good for you, it's actually critical to the success of your business. Hey funnel builders, Mike Killen here from Sell Your Service. If you're a funnel builder, you should subscribe because I produce new videos every single week to help funnel builders like you attract more clients, increase your income, and sell more funnels. I've got some free training down below on how to know what you want out of life and create a plan to do it, how to set great goals, become hyper productive, and stay motivated even when things get tough. Some free training down below. Tell me if any of this sounds like you. You run a marketing funnel business, but you seem to struggle to create a longer term vision for where you want to go. Maybe you have a lack of vision for the future about what it is you want from life. Maybe you feel you're comfortable. Perhaps a big part of this lack of vision comes from not being completely confident in your own abilities. Maybe you feel that if you were to think too big, then you're kind of above your station and that you don't really want to step outside your comfort zone and that people have a go at you. I used to constantly be told, stay inside your lane. No, businesses like that, they're not for you. That's not how people succeed. Maybe you struggle with like the entire concept of meditation. I know that I used to really struggle with the idea of just sitting down and doing nothing, or even reading. Just sitting down and reading was really difficult for me to do. I think a lot of businesses, particularly one-person businesses, if you're running like a marketing funnel business, which is very tactical and there's a lot of stuff, there's actual like physical things that you do, we struggle with words like vision and strategy, and we see them as maybe a bit fluffy, and that real work is done through the grind and hammering it out and doing more is more. I know that a big problem for me is that I would often feel guilty if I wasn't working. If I was sat on the couch doing nothing for 10 minutes, I'd feel extremely guilty and that I should be doing something more. I should be doing something. I should be building or creating something. And that's very difficult to balance. And if you've ever got any of these kind of imbalances, you know just how hard that is to deal with. I know that I used to struggle spending time visualizing the future of my business and visualizing strategy, and I always saw strategy as a really woolly, fluffy term that was used by consultants to kind of just justify, wanky words like synergy and stuff. Strategy and vision and thinking about the future and daydreaming might just be one of the most important parts to running any type of business. Our society values hard work and labor over effectiveness. So what I mean by that is grinding the work out and doing an ineffective job for 8 hours a day is valued more than someone who can get the exact same results in 1 hour a day. We're often told that's cheating, particularly in school. If you learn or get someone else to get the exact same results as you by cheating from them, you're told off. But the goal is to get the most amount of answers. It's like saying, I want you to list, a number from 1 to 100 and list out all the numbers, and just looking over, copying someone else who lists out all the numbers, and despite the fact you get the both exact same results, you're told you've cheated. And they say, no, it's because it's about learning and it's about understanding how to educate yourself and the love of learning. I'm like, well, then you should measure my love of learning and my ability to learn and the growth of learning, not measure the statistical differences between two exactly the same papers. We're also taught that daydreaming is not hard work and that daydreaming won't get you anywhere. It's almost like a running joke that you see kids kind of staring out of the windows with these fantastical visions inside their head with their imagination, and it's stamped out. It's stamped out hard. It's stamped out repeatedly. People say that it's due to a lack of concentration. I remember constantly being told that my problem was concentration, and categorically I can prove that's wrong. How is it that a kid can spend hours playing a video game? Hours and hours and hours. Evidently, it's not concentration is their problem. It's their engagement with the topic. And we're told that when we daydream and we're not engaged with the incredibly dull teacher who's not able to keep us entertained, or the topic isn't able to keep us entertained, and we start daydreaming, we're told we shouldn't do that. The problem is that daydreaming, when you're a child, the only thing you know about is stories. So you have, these fantasies with dragons and superheroes and Vikings and zombies, and those are the things you imagine. Or you imagine yourself as a famous footballer or a rock star because that's what you're exposed to. And as it's stamped out as we grow up, that lack of vision causes us to not be able to fantasize about the future for our own business. If we want to start thinking of a bigger picture, if you want to start thinking of a bigger picture and you're frustrated with where you are within your business, you feel that you want more, you're not getting enough income, you're not getting enough revenue, you're not getting enough customers, you don't get the recognition. If there's something missing, where you think about your vision is probably a huge part. I kind of equate it to not knowing where you want to go if you're sailing a ship. If you're the captain of a ship, and you kind of think, we're just going to keep going around in circles, obviously you're never going to get to that final destination, that island full of treasure. But because as kids we're taught to not daydream, as we grow up and we see the other things that are possible, we should still be daydreaming about the things that could be. I mean, I've got stuff on the back of my board here that's essentially visions and daydreams about where I want to go. This is stronger than any of that like visualization secret shit. Bill Gates will spend like days at a time just reading books because he sees that as a part of his strategy. It's a part of opening up your mind and thinking what's possible. And one of the problems when we do like very tactical work as funnel builders, it can seem like we should just be doing the tactical work, the grind. We should be doing 8 hours work. Whereas if you visualize and think, well, what would solve this problem without having to do more is more work? You think, well, actually, I could do all of this in an hour if I just solve this thing. By daydreaming, your mind escapes and things become clear. A bit like Inception, if anyone's ever seen that film, where the idea is you can plant an idea in someone's head and over time it will grow. Daydreaming is a little bit like that. If you allow yourself just 15 minutes, and that's all you have to do, just 15 minutes, to sit completely without any stimuli, no books, no screens, no TV, no phone, no radio, nothing. Completely in silence, and allow your mind to wander, you might come across a very poignant idea. And at first it's very hard. 15 minutes will seem like hours. But the next time you do it, it will seem slightly shorter and easier, and so on and so forth. And as you keep doing it, those tiny ideas that you have about, well, actually, maybe I should be changing this about the world, or maybe if I approach my audience with this, or maybe if I focused on this market or this product, and you daydream about where you could go, that idea eventually spreads and that becomes your reality. This sounds very la-la and woo-woo and high-level and hippie shit, but the reality is this stuff works. Businesses that are successful and profitable, you'll find their C-level and director-level businesses have strategy and vision time. They have time to daydream about where they want to go. They read books about the future, and they don't see it as cheating work or not doing any work or not being effective. They see it as, okay, well, where do we need to go next on the map? Like, what's out there next that we could go after? What it boils down to is that people who daydream make an impact. It's as simple as that. If you're willing to daydream and think, what's the better future that I could create for the world, you are more likely to make an impact. And this also brings up a tactical level as well, because you'll start thinking about tasks and work in a different manner. I've got some free training down below on how to know what you want out of life and create a plan to do it, how to set great goals, become hyper productive, and stay motivated even when things get tough. Some free training down below. Do you daydream? What is your crazy vision for the future? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what it is that you do to daydream without stimulus. Let me know in the comments. And make sure to give me a like and a subscribe if you thought this video was useful, and share the video as well. That's really helpful if people share stuff on LinkedIn and Facebook. You can click the little button below to do that. And in the meantime, I'll see you on the next video.